Hey, everybody. There you go. Hey, everybody. It's 1:06 on a Saturday afternoon. That means, you know what that means? That means it's time for Inside Georgia Real Estate with my dear, beloved, and brilliant sister, Deborah Morton of Agency Atlanta. What are we talking about today? We got a bunch of people in the studio.
Shelly, I'm so excited because today I have Bercher Homes, not the actual home, but I have Becky Bercher and her design specialist, the chief design specialist named Angie Reuter. We're here to talk about design trends in homes and new construction. Nobody wants to talk about the economy, so we're going to talk about fun stuff. I mean, unless, of course, you call in and ask me questions. Right,
and the call-in number is 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers to call in and ask Deborah any kind of real estate related question. Anything real estate related, because she is the expert. She's with Agency Atlanta. So first, tell me what does it mean to be what is it design? Are we talking about? Are we
Shelly,
talking about
Are we
talking about the exterior or the interior? Okay,
it might not be the best segment for you.
Right. Yeah, I'm a guy. I need a man cave, and that's it.
So, Shelly, because of people like you, we have people like Angie and Becky who are going to help you. If you want to buy a new home, you deserve to have the best designer help you put that home together. And today we're going to talk about the difference between maybe what a national builder would offer and what a semi-custom builder would offer, because it is a completely different experience.
What's a semi-custom? What's a semi-custom builder? What does that mean?
Well, Angie, go for it.
Hi, thanks for having me. So Bercher does a fantastic job of offering and really listening to our homeowners and giving them the opportunity to really express their needs and their wants in their home. So we approach building their home as a team and listening to them and just kind of hearing what they want and what they need and those types of design needs.
Okay, that's not even close. Yeah. That's not even close.
Hold on a second. Bercher Homes is a semi-custom builder?
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct. And they do an amazing job. I love working with them because the experience is so different. So what you're asking, Shelly, is what is the difference? So a lot of builders, the big national builders.
What's a national builder?
Like D.R. Horton,
gotcha,
or one of the big ones.
Beezer or something like that.
Yeah. There's lots of them out there. Back in the day, those national builders used to give the consumer some options, like in cabinetry and finishes and all of that. Well, during COVID, during the pandemic, that went away. Like you get almost no choices when you're choosing a new home. You take what they get, or you don't buy it.
Understood.
So
they all look the same. That's why you go to a subdivision built by one of these places, they all look the same.
Yeah, not knocking it. There's something for everybody out there. But the experience is so very, very different when you work with a semi-custom builder who actually cares about their clients. You know, they're smaller scale. They don't build nationally. So the client experience is different.
Right. So like when we go to meet with a homeowner, we are really, they've talking about COVID coming out 2020. What we've really seen is this huge shift of your home has to be everything for you. And people are really wanting to see a lot come out of their house as far as where they are. You know, what we're seeing a lot now is people with this aging in place. They're saying, okay, I'm buying this home and I'm planning on staying here for a really long time. And I want to know how it's going to serve me over the years and also serve my children, my grandchildren. They also have, children that are coming home from college and they're needing to stay a little bit longer. So when we go to meet with our homeowners, we're really listening to them and saying, okay, what are you wanting, and how can our house really become your home?
It's not just a floor plan. It's you choose a floor plan that is going to match, but then you're customizing it to meet your needs.
Miss Becky Bercher?
That's right.
Of Bercher Homes.
Yes, thank you.
So I'm assuming you're the president, CEO, and
so my husband Dale started Bercher Homes about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I actually do sales for Bercher Homes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that being, I wanted to ask that question. What is an average home price of a Bercher, not a Bercher home specifically, but a semi-custom home versus I'm walking around with my realtor looking for a home. You know what I mean?
Well, you're going to have to sit through my buyer consultation first, and you're going to have to determine what your needs are and what your budget is before we go pick a home to go look at.
I guess my question is because as a regular consumer, I hear semi-custom home. I'm thinking I'm going to pay a lot more for that semi-custom home than I would than a home that's already there, that someone's in, that I'm buying. But that's not necessarily the case.
That's right, not necessarily. We have processes in place so that the back end, we have streamlined it to where it is an easier process for our team as well as for our buyer. So they're not going to pay a lot up front, such as custom designing a floor plan. I mean, when you start working with an architect, that's where you run into a lot of money.
Right.
So we have our floor plans, but we will modify them. We will work within the footprint of the home to make the floor plan meet their needs. So working with us, our single-family homes will start in the high 800s, and then we have some buyers who will personalize them with their selections, their wall treatment, their trim package, et cetera. And we have closed homes over 1.6 million.
Gotcha.
But I would say, if you're going to use a rule of thumb, 10% in design choices. Is that about right, Angie?
Probably.
Yeah.
10% meaning
you can go crazy customizing everything.
Right.
I've seen homeowners go in and they're like, oh, I want to bump this wall out a foot. Mm-hmm. And that's, of course, going to drive the cost up.
Right.
But if it works for you and your family and that's what you need and what you want, then
Let me ask you a question. When you say bump the wall out a foot, if you're building a house, why would that cost more?
Because the wall affects the roof, affects the foundation, affects,
But, so that lot. One thing affects a whole bunch of other things.
Shelley, you're going straight to the guy questions. We want to talk about laundry rooms and kitchens.
All right. Well, go ahead. You guys go ahead. I'm trying to help the conversation here. Go ahead. So tell me, okay, I'm going to use Bercher Homes to do my semi-custom home that I'm buying, my first home. I'm buying it. I'm building it, from the ground up. You guys are going to build it from the ground up. Basements.
Yes.
How does that work? You know what I mean?
We do have a lot of homes that have basements, and we do offer them.
No, I'm saying, but what do you? When you have a basement, is it dug into the ground to build a basement, or is the house built above ground and then you have a basement? Is that a fair question?
Yeah. So the basement or slab foundation really depends on how the lot is.
Okay.
From the beginning, your lots are either going to be slabs or basements, depending on the topography of the lot that you are purchasing.
Understood.
Right? So most of our basements in our neighborhoods, because of Georgia terrain, are full walkout basements. So you have the windows and doors all on the backside. So if you're doing a 2-story home, for example, now you have 3 levels.
Gotcha.
If you're going to build on a basement.
And Shelley, I would start with you and say, Shelley, why is a basement important to you? That's part of the concept. Right.
I need a man cave.
You need a man cave.
I need a place to escape from the everyday life of living with my partner, my companion, my wife.
I would turn and look at your companion and say, let's talk about what matters to you.
Right.
She would
that's
say,
where we
give
would
him
start.
his man cave so he can leave me alone. But design, what are some of the things people ask for, or can ask for, is the question.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. So when we, I think being in your home, we always are trying to talk to people, say, okay, what do you want to do in this space? And, ultimately, I think one of the big things we're seeing is this flex spaces, and these spaces that...
Flex spaces?
Yeah, flex spaces that in your home, say, could become... your 4th bedroom, or it could become your home office. Home office is not going away, but a lot of times people convert some of those areas into what would be your man cave, or those areas that you could really make it your specialized for you.
Now, when you say flex space, you're building it as a space that I can turn into anything I want to? Is that what you mean?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
So
We're seeing a lot of people who need multi-generational homes. So
yes.
How would how would you handle a family like that, Angie?
Right. So when someone comes in and we have, all of our plans, like Becky said, you have, these areas that we create and we label them so that they're able to be used for multiple in different ways. So say you wanted to use that front room as your home office. You could also potentially use it for your, they're thinking of, got an aging parent who's going to be coming in to live with me. So we got to have a place that potentially they could be moving in. Also, we have, these people that are, have aging, older children that are coming back home and staying home, and they want to have their own private personal spaces. So those are the types of things that we address when we're talking about flex spaces.
Yeah. So speaking of aging in place, like our showers, like you could have a tub shower combination, or you can have a walk-in shower.
Wow.
Or for this aging generation, we can have a stepless shower.
Right.
So, we'll do things like that.
Now, what's a stepless? What is that?
Yes,
What is a
zero
stepless?
entry, where you just, like the tile goes from the floor straight into the shower.
There's no step up. I see.
Right.
Okay.
That's
okay.
correct.
So those are the little details that make a big difference when you choose to build a home versus buying a resale.
Right.
And then the other part of the practice that is important to me for our listeners to understand is that the process is different with each builder. So what a typical resale home process looks like is different with a builder, and it varies between builders. So not all builders are created equal. Some are easier to work with and some are not. It's the process.
So do you guys do financing, or do I have to get that somewhere else? We're going to go to break, so let's answer that on the other side. But can I get my financing done by the builder, right? That's our question. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call us and ask any question you have around Inside Georgia Real Estate. That's the name of the show with Deborah Morton from Agency Atlanta. We will be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton of the Agency Atlanta. Ladies, from Becky Bercher from Bercher Homes, and Angie Reuter. She's the design specialist of Bercher Homes, a semi-custom home builder. Ladies, what are design trends that we can look for?
Let's talk color. Color is really in now. We've really seen this huge shift of coming out of everything being kind of white and monochromatic and gray, and we're really seeing this shift into everyone just wanting just more color and warmth, and we're seeing these.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's coming out of, again, just that area of COVID, just where people have been in their homes and they're just ready to just experience more and feel more.
Gotcha.
Their homes, they're wanting to walk in and not just see a beautiful home, but feel a beautiful home.
Agreeable gray is dried up. We are tired of agreeable gray. It's in every house. And as we're preparing homes to sell for the market, resale homes, people paint, they go online and they look up what's the most popular color, and then they paint their home agreeable gray, and the buying public is tired of it.
Right.
It's just, that's why we have trends.
People
Right.
aren't afraid of, one of the things that we do a lot now we're seeing is this color drenching, where you are painting the entire room, your ceiling, your trim, your walls, all this one, bold
And
pop of
that
color.
wasn't the case.
I think people were
before?
afraid. I think people were just kind of backing away from it, and now people are just wanting to see things that are more interesting. I also think it's a little bit of this, nowadays everyone sees everything from all over the world all the time. We have accessibility to all these different styles and trends from everywhere. It used to be what you saw in the magazine that came in that month was what you wanted to put in your house. And now people are just seeing on, Instagram, Pinterest, house, all those things continually, all these different design trends from everywhere. So we're just seeing this nice
And I would
melting
say,
pot of
yeah,
that.
I would say that what I see in the trends from the national, the bigger the home builder, they're more generic. It's
Right.
it's a much more vanilla flavor because they're trying to appeal to people without regional preferences, and they're just covering it all.
And you always say that real estate is hyper local, so the trends shift from area to area. Do you see that in Georgia?
Absolutely. There's definitely some regional trends. I mean, and I also think there's generational trends too, and I think what's happened, we have a lot of people that are coming from other places of the country, and they're not just, they've grown up seeing different things and living in different ways. So that's, I think, having a huge impact now in what we're seeing with trends here.
Is there something specific, aside from color, what are some of the things that people are asking for now?
We're definitely, it's everything goes around, comes around. You say you're seeing a lot of wood and warmth, stained cabinetry, forever
What's
more
stain-
like painting.
Can you explain stained cabinetry?
Yeah, so in your kitchen or your bathroom vanities, you can have it painted, or you have a stained maple or.
We've seen white and gray cabinets for so long
Right.
now. For at least 5 years, we've had white and gray cabinetry.
But I'm seeing a lot of what you're talking about, wood looking. That
Absolutely,
right.
you're
Right.
seeing this huge shift now where you're wanting to have a lot more texture and warmth, and people are wanting their cabinets to look like
And wallpaper
furniture.
is back.
Wallpaper is huge.
Wallpaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the kind that.
Not your grandma's wallpaper.
Right.
Well,
Not-
maybe it is some of it, but
Now they have texture wallpaper, which I kind of like.
Right.
Where you.
Look at you,
Right,
Shelley.
look
See,
at
I know
you.
something.
You know what?
I know
texture,
something.
yeah, texture. That's actually a
I
huge
learned that-
design trend now.
Right, I learned that
texture.
from Amax. Shout out to Amax. He taught me about the textured wallpaper. Becky, when you're dealing with the sales area, right? How important are these trends? Are the people bringing the trends to you, or are you guys suggesting the trends in the sales process?
Well, that's a great question. So when we have an already built home, we try to put in trends so that when we have a buyer who needs to buy something they don't have time to build from the ground up, we want them to walk in our home and just say, wow, this is it.
Gotcha.
So we will implement those trends. One that I just love is on the back wall, maybe behind your vanity cabinet in the bathroom. Some of our buyers are doing tile from bottom to top to cover that whole wall. And they're using tiles that have like shiny materials like gold
Metallic.
flecks. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it is just stunning. I mean,
And
you can
that's-
make a stunning wall.
And that's like behind your sink, that whole wall.
Yes.
Right, okay.
With the
And-
mirrors and little like sconce lights and this tile, stunning.
And that would be different than the tile that you would put on the bathroom floor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're really
mixing.
Yeah,
yes.
using a lot of different types of tiles and textures, and we're really seeing this eclectic look is really in now, that people are just wanting to see this
I
artisanal.
like the idea of the tile.
So
Yeah,
we're
it's
also seeing differences: granite, quartz, marble.
Yes.
Like there's that texture again
Right.
that is a
Right.
variety.
Natural
What does
stone.
the texture? You said something earlier, warmth. Is that why people are moving towards the tiles as well? Because it's kind of a feel.
Yeah.
It kind of envelops you.
Yeah, people want to feel, they like the idea of just being able to touch and feel and see. Really, what we're hearing is a full sensory experience in your home. When you walk in, it's not just what you see, it's what you're hearing. Speaker sound systems are huge now. People are wanting to, we have partners that do all of our low voltage that come in and do fantastic, so that you can have sound outside, inside. And
Right.
That's the lifestyle.
yeah,
So
lifestyle, yep.
a lot of people are looking for, or they're asking us when they call in about buying a home, it's the lifestyle that matters. So if living outdoors, that indoor-outdoor experience, the Bercher does a great back patio with a built-in fireplace, covered patio, because people are living, their backyard is an extension of their home, of their living room. And that's what I'm seeing people ask for. So it's a lifestyle-based design.
absolutely.
Do you think this the trends that you guys are talking about? You said something earlier, Angie, about COVID and people wanting their home to kind of be a place where they're comfortable more, because used to be you go home, you go to work, you go home, you go to work. Now people are working from home. People are, you know what I mean? They're in their homes
Absolutely.
more. Is that what you're seeing in the design trends?
Yeah, we've definitely, over the past 5 years, people expect a lot more out of their house. It used to be your house was just where you ate and you slept, and now people are wanting their home to be where they do everything. They
Right.
want to, you not only work from home, but you have your home wellness and your home spas and your home gyms and your theaters, and you really want to entertain. And, and especially coming out of COVID, I think now we see a huge need for these outdoor spaces, and we're hearing people wanting to do pools, wanting to do big, nice, beautiful patios, because you want to always kind of like bring that outside into your home.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would be
And what
me.
I see is the resale homes don't offer all the things that people want for modern living.
Let's talk about that when we come back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call. You're going to call those numbers to ask any question of our expert, Deborah Morton of Agency Atlanta.
You're a professional web creator who needs a platform that works as hard as you do. Wix Studio is built for you, whether you're a designer, developer, or marketer ready to amplify your impact. Build intuitively with advanced design features and AI-powered tools. Manage your clients and projects efficiently from one workspace. Scale with dynamic systems and fully managed infrastructure. Create exceptional websites with hyper efficiency on Wix Studio.
The name of the show is Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton of the agency Atlanta. She is my dear, wonderfully beautiful and smart, brilliant sister. She knows everything about Georgia real estate. And in the studio with us, Becky Bercher of Bercher Homes and Angie Reuter, the senior design specialist. So let's go to Dan from Conyers. He's got a great question. Hey, Dan, how are you?
This is Ed. Is this who you're asking to speak to?
Hey, Ed, what's your question?
First of all, you guys have a great show. I'm getting ready to build our dream house in about a year and a half, and I love your show. Awesome show.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for calling in. So what's your question? We would love to answer it.
We are preparing to, like I said, build our final and our dream home in about a year and a half. Are the black frame windows still in style? Are they colored windows now, or do they go back to white? What is going on now?
Hi, that's a great question. And I actually get asked that a lot. When we're working with our homeowners, we're looking at all their exterior colors and
exterior. This is for exterior.
Colors,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you're in a place where black windows are still in, but we are seeing a lot more people doing some other options, not necessarily even black or white, but even bringing in some other accent colors like more grisages and browns and chocolates or bronze colors. So really what you're doing with that black window is you're really kind of mimicking that metal or that steel window. And so now but I definitely think that's something that's not going away.
That's something I have clients ask all the time is my choices going to last for,
longevity?
I know, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, that's a good question. So resale you're talking about,
right?
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to focus on when I have a client that builds a new home, I want to make sure, like, first of all, if it's their forever home, great. Awesome. But if it's not their forever home, we need to pick choices like the windows. Thank you for that good question, that are going to contribute to your resale value in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, are you guys considering that, or you said this is your last dream home? That's it. I mean, Ed.
This is going to be the final. We're going to retire in this home.
Gotcha.
So we're trying to figure out what to do with the windows. I know the black windows, they cost a lot more than the white or other color windows.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on the type of window that you're going to be putting in, and if it's a wood window that's painted versus an actual aluminum or metal window. I think some of the things you'd want to consider too is just how the house sits on your lot or what it faces with the sun. Because I will say with the dark windows, just like a black or a hot car sitting in your parking lot, it is going to attract that heat. You could potentially have more maintenance, more over time that you have to take care of.
Is there more maintenance with the aluminum than the wood?
There's definitely going to be more with the wood because you could potentially have to do some repainting, bubbling, peeling, that type of thing.
If you'd like to send me a message on InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and I'll connect you to Angie so you can have direct access to our designer.
Thank you.
Is that okay, Ed?
I love that idea. Thank you, guys.
Yep, InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. Do you have any other design questions, Ed? I mean, they're here. Ask away.
Is the modern farm style still a good style to go to, or a cottage style?
So we've definitely,
it
does matter. We're definitely seeing a shift. I think the modern farmhouse was really strong and super popular for several years, but now we're kind of transitioning out of that a little bit. And we're actually kind of seeing, people going from that really, really bright white and black window into more softer whites and maybe going into more bronzy color windows. And that might give you a little bit more longevity and be a little less stylized when you're going to pick your home. We're seeing this huge move into more of a cottage, or we actually call it a transitional. Actually, we've created even trim packages inside that used to be more, craftsman or traditional, and kind of a blending of that.
So no more shiplap?
Yeah, or playing around with shiplap. Run it vertical, turn it, there's different things, paint it different. Yeah. But
Right.
yeah, some of it's going. Shiplap, it's leaving. It's
I'm not sad to see shiplap go.
Yeah. I know, it's hard.
Now, for those of us that don't know, well, let me ask Ed. Ed, do you know what shiplap is?
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't. So can someone tell me what it means?
Nope, it's
No.
a
Tongue and
design
groove
trend.
board.
Okay, it's what, Ed?
Tongue and groove boards that are put together. Leaves a little notch, a little groove between them.
Okay.
Get the separation, makes it look like multiple boards.
All right.
See,
Thanks.
this is how we educate the public about real estate.
Absolutely. Thank you for your call, Ed. Is there anything else you done? You good?
What about the black gutters on the exterior of the house or colored gutters? Is that a big deal?
Yeah, bronze gutters are beautiful. People are definitely, that's definitely going to be a lower maintenance too, because if you think about that, that's going to hide a lot of, mildew, dirt, things like that over time. Yeah. But I definitely would say
Thank you very
that.
much.
Thank you, Ed, for your call. Great call.
So
Thank you.
these questions are all excellent too. So if you're living in your home and you don't want to move,
Right.
that's okay. Making updates to your gutters and the exterior accents to your home can really improve how much you love your home and stay there. You don't have to move to have this good design advice available to you.
Let me ask you this now. That being said, what about the design advice inside your home because you don't want to move? What are some of the things that you're seeing in those trends of people that are in homes? They don't want to move, but they're doing little design.
Well, Angie
things.
works in new construction.
Right, but I'm saying, but I know I get that. But I'm saying, as a designer, you do see people may. Right?
I mean, you can definitely apply a lot of what we are putting into our new homes, just looking at your existing home, as far as countertops you talked about briefly. That's a good, I hear about that a lot,
And I'll say on countertops, it is a huge bang for your buck when you're updating your home for resale or for your own enjoyment. Countertops is a great place to put some money to get a nice refresh on how your home looks.
And the countertops everywhere, right? That's bathroom, kitchen, everywhere. Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay.
and we're even now seeing a lot of so quartz has been on the scene for a while, and we're seeing a huge shift to more natural stone and granite and quartzites, and they're really unique natural pieces of stone that have qualities and colors and veins in them. And we're seeing people put these huge slabs up the back of their wall. So even in place of tile, using that countertop as a backslash slab up behind your kitchen, up behind your hood, even like what Becky was touching on in the primary bath, you're seeing these walls just being covered in these veins and patterns. It's really been popular.
Deborah, you spoke before we went to break about when you're working with a client on a semi-custom build, you're always thinking about or telling the client to think about resale. Can you follow that up?
Yes. And in addition to resale is like some people, if you've never built a home before, it can be overwhelming. The process is scary. And there are on-site agents at the builder's office that can help, but they work for the builder. Their job is to sell the house, right, Becky? Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's there to do that. A buyer has the right to bring a buyer's agent with them to help advise them through the process. Is it required? You can go with, you can go without. It's your choice. Everything in real estate is negotiable. But where I find my clients enjoy my help the best is going through these processes. Building is so different than just buying a home that's already rebuilt because it can last months. 8 to 10 months is normal.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
8 to 10 months.
Yeah.
For build time.
Right. And that depends on if the lot's already developed and platted. Like what Becky does on the back end is extensive. So you pick your design, then a few weeks later you're going to meet with you're going to meet with Angie. She's going to help you make your selections. As your agent, I'm going to come in and say, "Okay, now let's talk about that budget you told me you had." What happens in that design center, Angie?
With that, no, we really do try to listen to what your needs are, and as far as we talk a lot about your target investment range and trying to help you decide like where you want to spend your.
Right. There's places you can spend, and there's places you don't need to spend.
Like, I mean, what do you mean? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, it just depends. So during the construction process, I mean, we have our process is divided into a few different meetings. And, a lot of people want to focus and spend a lot more on I call it kind of the bones of the house, adding a lot of electrical or plumbing changes or lighting and things like that, or all the way up to the very end where you might be wanting to invest a little bit more in your tile and your finishes and your actual.
Do you get the enhanced cabinetry package, or do you add extra fans, or really, if outdoor living is important to you, having a covered patio with a fireplace built in, ready to put an outdoor kitchen? For some people, that is such a worthwhile investment because it's structural. Right. You're adding a roof to the house so that
you're adding a room also.
Yeah, it's an outdoor room.
Right.
So budget decisions is a big part of what your agent will do to work with the builder in the process to build the home, to make smart choices for your family.
Right. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers for you to call and ask Deborah and our guest, Becky Bercher of Bercher Homes, also Angie Reuter, Senior Design Specialist for Bercher Homes, and, of course, Deborah Morton of the agency Atlanta. When you're involved in a semi-custom build, what is the conversation that you have with that buyer at that
There's
point?
So many conversations.
Right.
We'll have a nice long in-depth relationship for 8 to 10 months.
Right.
So I want to tell you.
No, because the reason why I ask is because you said you don't have to use one.
No, you don't have to.
Right.
But you can sell your house by yourself as well.
Right.
You have choices. I want to point out something that Bercher Homes did for one of my clients.
Okay.
They loved this lot. They loved this community, and they wanted to build. But there was a magnificent old tree on the lot, and what Bercher did for my clients was preserve a historic tree. I don't even know. I don't know about trees, but I know that this thing is magnificent. And what they did was they staked it off and they set the house, the plans for the house. They positioned the home appropriately to preserve the tree, cut out a really nice backyard space. It did take some extra grading, and builders do what they did, but the result is the homeowner has the most magnificent scenery in the back because of the builder taking into account what was important to them. And, call me a greenie. I like my trees.
Right. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers. We have a quick segment coming up, but everyone hold on. We're going to come and get your questions. The show is called Inside Georgia Real Estate. The website, InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. That's where you'll be able to send an email to Deborah if you want to ask any questions, or you want to get any help, or you want to interview her to be your realtor. InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. We will be right back. The short, speeded up segment. Let's go to Glenn in Monroe really quickly. Go ahead, Glenn. Get your question really fast.
Hey, Shelley, I'm calling about HOAs on properties and developments. It seems like lately there's been a surge of homeowner association boards and presidents that just randomly charge whatever fees they want the homeowners. And I'm just wondering how one can manage around that and avoid the penalties they're charging.
Glenn, you just hit a topic that we'll have to cover in an entire show because HOAs are out of control in lots of places, and I get lots of comments. If you would, send me a message on InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, and when I want to contact you directly for your story, and then we're going to bring it up and talk about it next week on the show. We need to cover more on HOAs because I hear from others the same thing you just said. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Glenn. You want us to read CJ from Snellville?
Yeah, CJ has sketches, and he wants to know how to turn them into house plans. CJ, you have a lot of resources. I'm going to say there's some really cool AI out there right now you might want to play with before you hire an architect. The correct way to do it is to hire an architect to turn your sketches into plans. You're going to need engineering sign-off, and there's a lot of science that goes into approving plans with the county that you're in. Send me a message. I'll connect you to some architects if you're ready for that. But I strongly encourage you to play with AI first because it's really cool.
And CJ, you would send that to, you'll go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and you can send Deborah a message there. For everyone who may not have gotten through on the lines, you can go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and send Deborah a message, or you can go to the Inside Georgia Real Estate app. Deborah is our expert, and she is with the agency Atlanta.
That's right. And you will be able to find Bercher Homes, more information about them on the mobile app. You can download it from Google Play or the App Store for free. And in addition to finding vendor information and information about Bercher, you can browse for homes and get your home value without data collection because it's my app. I have it there for our listeners specifically because of all of the data breaches and things that are happening.
Before your last words, I'm going to give Becky Bercher of Bercher Homes last words before we go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if you're thinking about moving, wanting to build a home, I think Bercher Homes offers a great product. We stand head above the competition with just our home design and our features we put in our homes.
And I'm going to say they're local here to the Atlanta marketplace. So working with local born and bred people who care about their community. I happen to be affiliated through the Rotary Club of North Cobb with Becky Bercher. And that's how I got to know the quality of humans behind the company.
Yes.
And if you've been a listener for a while, you know how important it is to me to serve our communities well and just to be present in our communities. And that's why Becky's sitting here with me today to help promote quality community involvement.
Yes.
We do want to talk, if we have just a second more, for Angie to talk about the process of if you're interested in buying a new construction home, it's different than a resale. Angie, tell us step by step what the process is.
Yeah, so we do have some processes in place with Bercher to make this an easy process, a fun process, to hopefully take away a lot of the stress and things that sometimes can be associated with that. When you go to buy a home with Bercher, you'll meet with the designer usually with 3 to 4 meetings, and we make all of your selections up front within the first 45 days of contract. It's important when we make all these design selections to do all this up front because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes before your house even begins to be built. We're ordering materials, scheduling, doing all of that. So we've put a lot of time and as a team to really create a wonderful customer experience for our clients so that they can really have a home that they love, that's highly personalized, and something that they'll be able to stay in for years and years.
Deborah Morton, last words before we go for the weekend.
I just want to say that talking about home design and new homes is uplifting and exciting. And I want to encourage everybody to remember that the news out there that sounds like it's all doom and gloom, it's not. Homes are special. They're a place where we raise our families and celebrate holidays and celebrate each other's lives. Keep new construction as an option, but real estate is all-encompassing. Don't listen to the news too much.
Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton of the agency Atlanta. Thank you, ladies, for coming into the studio. You guys were wonderful. My sister, you'll be here again next week.
Yes, Shelley will be off, and Ashley Fresco will be joining us.
Yep, absolutely. And last words, where can people get in touch with you?
Oh, contact me, InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, on the mobile app, or follow me on Instagram. That's fun.
God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend.
As a designer, you know clients want it all. A stunning site that runs their business and scales with their success. But tight deadlines shouldn't mean compromising your vision. Wix Studio is built for designers like you. Plan sites in seconds with AI-powered site mapping. Then design, starting in Figma or in the Wix Studio editor with precise layout tools. Then bring your vision to life with no-code animations, AI tools, and one-click responsive design. Design smoother and deliver sooner. Go to wixstudio.com.